What's good, everybody? If you're, what I'm saying, if you're a Swiftie, if you love her or if you hate her, because I know she got a lot of people hating on her. Taylor Swift might be joining Adidas. Now, before we go into any further details with the articles, I have some initial thoughts, pros and cons about this, because this can go a lot of ways. The one thing, just addressing the elephant in the room, you got to get rid of Kanye, right? I feel like you can't have both on the same team. That just really doesn't go together. They've had their beef for like years to come, and it's really not so much about. Well, I guess it is, because I feel like Taylor would be kind of unproblematic. I feel like, just on the outside looking in, I feel like she has gotten over the whole situation. But we all know Kanye, and he's famous for his little antics. So I think that would just be, he would definitely get something out of it. And then the second thing, so that's one of the cons. Now the pros, Taylor has a phenomenal fan base. Is basically like a cult at this point. The Swifties are crazy. Respectfully, respectfully, please don't be coming at me. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? And I just think that they would definitely boost a lot of Adidas sales, and I think that would put them in the right direction. Having a major influencer, someone with a lot of influence, to basically replace Kanye, because I feel like you wouldn't be able to have both of them on the same team. I just don't see a world where both of them works, because at some point it's gonna, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna mix. So I don't think so. That's just one of my pros and one of my cons, and we can go further into the article, man. But if it does happen, shout out to Taylor, man. I would just also be curious to think, like, what kind of shoe would they give her? Because I feel like it would have to be something basic in a sense, because Taylor's not really known, like, even in this picture right here, right? Like, if you didn't know who Taylor Swift was, like, say you came from, well, she's like worldwide, so just say you came from like a place who doesn't know who Taylor Swift is, right? You wouldn't think like this is like a multi-millionaire, like, who just has like a hold on people, right? Like, this is literally just a regular white tee and some jeans, right? So I really don't know what kind of shoe they would give her. I think the apparel would be fairly decent. I feel like everybody would gravitate towards the apparel, but shoes-wise, I really don't know. Alright, let's see what they have to say. The fashion and music industries have seen their paths intertwine more frequently than ever, with big brands seeking partnerships with global superstars to amplify their reach and impact. One such speculation that's been catching fire is the possibility of Adidas signing the superstar, singer, and songwriter Taylor Swift. Swift, known for her massive global fan base and influence on trend amongst her followers, has recently been spotted sporting Adidas sneakers, sparking speculation about a potential partnership. Now, I know, everybody knows she's dating Travis Kelce. Now, I'm not a huge football fan either, but I'm pretty sure that the Chiefs are sponsored by Adidas, or like at least like all the gear from like the merchandise store or whatever is Adidas branded. I'm not 100% sure on that. If any football fans out there, let me know in the comment below. But I think that's one of the reasons why she's been seen wearing a lot of Adidas. Again, I don't really follow up with Taylor Swift. I don't think her music is for my demographic, but I can respect her from a distance, so it is what it is. Interestingly, this wouldn't be Swift's first rodeo in footwear endorsements. Over a decade ago, she had a deal with Pro Keds. I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of them. Which included multiple colorways based on her albums, and the partnership ran from 2012 to 2016. Yeah, like 2012 to 2016, we definitely wasn't, that's Chief Keef, that's prime Adidas Kanye, you know what I'm saying? So, prime Jordans too. So our mindset was definitely not really focused on that. But again, my demographic, this isn't for I feel like my demographic anyways, but I digress. Gildan, Adidas CEO, has added fuel to the speculative fire. In a recent press conference with investors, Golden expressed his interest in signing Swift, acknowledging her current use of Adidas products and the potential benefits of formalizing a partnership. According to Dunn of Complex, Golden stated, "Some of you asked me yesterday if we could sign Taylor Swift. I said I would love to. I don't know how I do it, but right now she's also wearing our products from time to time, which might help." Now, there's a couple of things I want to talk about with that. One, the CEO of Adidas is super messy. I feel like he's just trying to do everything to like go against Kanye. And we've proven time and time again, Adidas needs Kanye more than Kanye needs Adidas. And that's honestly a fact at this point. You guys can argue me in the comments below. I prove it with facts every time. At this point, it's just a numbers thing, right? And Adidas, they have shown multiple times where they'll do anything in their power to try and just bad name Kanye. And I think this would be a perfect thing to do it by basically this Taylor Swift, unironically, is Kanye West's op, right? Taylor Swift is Kanye's op, and having like your label, essentially signing your op, that's just crazy. And so that would just be so dramatic, and I think that would bring a lot of bad press to the brand. I think it would do more negative than positive, because if you're focusing so much on like all this outside noise compared to like what you need to be focused on within the brand, I think that is a bad look. And I feel like the only reason Adidas has really been irrelevant in the past couple of years is because of everything that Kanye does, good or bad, right? Obviously the Adidas, all of his Yeezys, then when they cut them off, they tried to make basically Yeezy knockoffs. Then when they tried to cancel him, that's the only time we were really hearing about Adidas, because they were BSing with Kanye. So I think it'll honestly be a bad look unless they just ultimately get rid of Kanye, which I feel like they don't really want to, because I feel like I don't know the legal, intricacies in that and everything like that, but I just feel like if y'all really want to get rid of him, he would have been gone by now. And especially with y'all continuing to re-release his shoes, it just shows that y'all really need him. But if Taylor comes along, Kanye has to go first, to be honest. And then I feel like that will also cause a whole string of, we're just going to be seeing a lot of random Kanye Instagram videos, Twitter rants, you know what I'm saying? And as much as entertaining it is, from a brand aspect, you really don't want that. From a consumer point, from just an outside person, just a regular, I'm down for some Kanye shenanigans. So to me, I don't care, but I know Adidas will kind of just get tired of that, right? Not all press is good press. Where were we? Golden's comments suggest that while Adidas is interested in exploring a partnership with Taylor Swift, there are significant hurdles to overcome, not least of which is Swift's lack of endorsement deals in the fashion world. Yeah, that's also another thing. I'm not really caught up with Taylor, but even then, as someone at her magnitude, I feel like you would still hear about or at least see commercials about her. And I have never really seen a Taylor Swift commercial advertising something, right? Taylor's not in any rush to reach an agreement with any brand, as her success with her in-house merchandise does not require an outside partner like Adidas. Yeah, like I said, Taylor is very successful. She has a very huge following. She really doesn't need anybody. It would definitely be cool. I feel like she would be one of the perfect people to, artist-wise, to sign to a sneaker brand, because she has a real big influence, and there's not that many artists that have that huge influence like her. And the only really other example that I could really think of is somebody like Kanye West, or Beyonce was good, but they had that Ivy Park, and it was more so Adidas than Beyonce, because Beyonce also has a cult following, and there should have been no reason why the Ivy Park line flopped, and it still did. But I don't know. If they bring it up, then I'll talk about it. Let's see, where were we? Furthermore, Adidas is still navigating the aftermath of its partnership with Ye, obviously. Particularly the challenge of selling off the remaining items from the Yeezy inventory. This context adds layers of complexity to any potential deal with Swift. Like I said, you can only have one or the other, because we all know what Kanye said. He made that famous. You dig what I'm saying? So might be true and might not be, but in Kanye's head, it's 100% true, and that will definitely come up in meetings and just in life and social media, and you just don't want that. Like, so for Adidas to try and pull like this petty card, I think in the long run, really in the short term run, I really just don't think it'll be beneficial for them in any kind of concept to sign Taylor. It'll increase some sales, but just the backlash is gonna be crazy. While the Adidas CEO's comments have ignited speculation, it's essential to note that this does not confirm an imminent Adidas/Taylor Swift collaboration. It indicates that the idea is appealing to Adidas and that they recognize the potential benefit to the brand. Obviously, it's appealing to Adidas. She's a multi-millionaire superstar. Her fans love her. They will support literally anything she does. So if she comes to Adidas, that merch, that shoe is selling out, and honestly, I'm for it because I can make some money off it. I'm definitely gonna be reselling some Taylor Swift ones. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm a tax because I know that demographic of Taylor fans, they got some, you know what I mean? They got some bread on them. So go ahead, Adidas, sign her so a local reseller can make some money. I'm not tripping whatsoever. Y'all's your own downfall, man. The Three Stripes has a deep history in terms of partnership in the music industry, with Pharrell Williams' Human Race line being one of the brand's longest running collabs, and a previous deal with Beyonce's Ivy Park falling through last year's after poor performance and not meeting Adidas' expectations. So I'm glad that they brought this up, and I'm glad that they also brought up Pharrell as well, because I feel like this is essential when you have these artists, these influencers, and you collab with them on a brand like Adidas or Nike, right? The reason why Pharrell Human Races did so good, because I remember back in 2015, 2016 when the first Human Races came out, it was an amazing design, and I wouldn't say I'm a big Pharrell fan, but I'm familiar with his work. I know a couple of his songs. Shout out Neon Guts. But Pharrell came from a background of fashion, right? He was working with Nigo. He was working with Kanye. So he's already in that realm. And with his shoes, you know what I'm saying, knowing his music or not, just know him as a person, you can tell that his influence had a direct imprint on the shoes itself. Now with Beyonce, you could tell because my mom is a huge fan of Beyonce, right? And she was the one who told me about Ivy Park. I was just starting to get into shoes when Ivy Park came out. And she was the one who told me about it, and I think she copped a couple of items from like the first release. But then later down the line, when I got more inclined with sneakers and stuff like that, I decided to, surprise my mom with some Ivy Park stuff. And like I was looking at it while I was at the Foot Locker, and I'm like, where's like the branding? And it literally just looked like regular like women gear. And I'm like, nah, I was like, Mom, I want my mom to see that I bought her Ivy Park. Like that's a huge thing when it comes to buying name brand things. You buy it for the name, essentially, right? And it just didn't have that. You could tell that Beyonce is another person who's really big in her craft. So, and she's not really known for like her fashion. Like, yeah, she looks amazing, she looks good, and she'd be wearing stuff, but she's not like, a fashionista. She's not known for that, right? She's just known for her music and being very iconic. Well, she's not the type of person to like go into work about her Adidas line, right? She's the type of person, she sees the money, she says, okay, let's do it. Y'all give me X amount of money, and y'all go ahead, y'all can put my name on it, and just give me what y'all think works best. So I don't think she really factored too much of her own creative thinking into it, and I think that's why it had poor performance, because I don't even think she marketed, right? So that could essentially be the same thing for Taylor. If Taylor is so caught up with her own craft and things of that nature, I don't think she'll be too much focused on the Adidas side of her business, especially with her having all of her own like in-house merch and stuff like that, with it selling very good, right? So I think that could also be another like hit or miss with that. Going back further, the brand pioneered musical and fashion partnerships with their Run DMC collaboration in the 80s. I mean, we all know that, the Shell Toes, stuff like that. I wasn't born back then, but my mom speaks about it. You see posters, you know, so I don't really know. Obviously, I know it had an impact. I just don't know the details because I didn't come into this world for about 20 more years. So currently, there's no official word from either Taylor Swift's camp or Adidas confirming a partnership. However, the possibility of a collaboration between the duo has undoubtedly captured the imagination of fans and industry watchers alike. We'll have to wait and see if Golden and Adidas could pull some strings to get one of the biggest celebrities on the planet to rock the three stripes. Also, again, she is one of the big celebrities, so the bag would have to be hefty, and I don't really know if it'll balance out or if they'll be able to afford it. I really don't know. I think it's really a gamble, and I think if they do end up coming with this, I think it would have to be like maybe like a one-time collab, test the waters type of thing, and then we see how that does perform, and then we'll go from there. So let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think is good for Taylor to come to Adidas? Do you think it's more pros or do you think it's more cons? And let me know what kind of shoe what do you think they'll give Taylor? Like, I'm very curious. Obviously, they can't give her no Yeezy. That would be crazy. That would be crazy if you give Taylor some type of Yeezy. But yeah, they would have to give her some type of like shell toe, or I feel like it would just have to be something basic. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.